One of the first questions a writer often thinks about is how they should publish their book. There are essentially three modes of publishing. There's the traditional route that most people know about, the big five presses, Macmillan, HarperCollins, Random House, Simon& and Schuster, and Hachette, or the indie presses, which are some of my favorites, and the university presses as well, are doing some of the most innovative work out there, are really a wonderful way to go. Uh, the hiccup there is finding an agent and getting representation and getting your foot in the door at a traditional press, which makes a lot of people think about the next two options, which are hybrid press and self-publishing. Hybrid presses are relatively new in the grand scheme of publishing. They're essentially a sharing model. They're publishing houses, but they expect the author to share in the cost of the publication and to also hire people like ourselves to do the publicity and marketing behind that book, but also potentially share in the costs of editing, the design of the cover, and other potential costs. So that's a hybrid press. And then there's the self-publishing model, which last year they published about 2 million self-published books. There are a few places that do self-publishing work. Simon & Schuster is one of them, has a large self-publishing arm, but Amazon and Ingram Spark are a couple of the others. There's a lot out there in the self-publishing space. I think people often choose that because it's the fastest way to get your book into your own hands and into a limited number of readers' hands, because there's only so much that can be done. I know people have heard about the success stories. It happens that a self-published author can write a really, really phenomenal book, self-publish it, and all of a sudden be a bestseller and then get a book deal. The Silo series is one. If anyone watches Apple TV Plus, that series is amazing. And it started out as self-published, if you didn't realize that, before it was purchased by one of the big five, and is now selling millions of copies. But that's unusual. That's exceedingly rare. So for the most part, traditional publishing is what I recommend. If you have the means to take the time and really try and go the typical traditional route, it has the most returns and rewards, in my opinion. We only work with authors who are publishing traditionally here at Page One for one main reason. Our services are not inexpensive, and we don't feel like it's fair to take an author's money if we can't return significant sales for them. So that's something that is important, and self-published books and hybrid presses often can't get enough books into the marketplace to make it possible to sell large quantities or sell quantities that we feel like are reasonable for the efforts that an author is going to hire us to do.